Alright, everybody, it's Optional Bosses. We're going to do a little news. Abe is at a con or something, having fun in the real world. And Ryan and I are here in the trenches, doing the podcast. It's awfully great. Alright, a little bit of news, and then we're going to do our movie thing. It's based off flickchart.com. We're going to put two movies and face them against each other. And whatever one wins will be put higher up on a list. That list that we will be making will be the Optional Bosses list of movies of all time that are great. So you can look at them and, disagree with them most likely. Because I know a lot of us disagree on movies, so it's going to be a clusterfuck of a list.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like a schizophrenic person make this list. I don't know. Alrighty. So let's get into some stuff here. Sony's already talking Vita price cuts. Is there any amount of cuts in the world that could get you to buy a Vita, Ryan, you think?
You know what? Probably, actually.
Yeah?
There's, I really enjoy handheld gaming.
Yeah.
I really do.
I mean, have you seen the trailer for Persona 4? Like, Golden on the Vita?
No,
the graphics are so retardedly
don't even
good.
Tell me that,
dude,
man. Don't even
more
tell me
missions and more everything. I think there's
love
even
that game
I
so
know, you
much.
can play it anywhere you want. I am playing Metal Gear Solid anywhere I want right now, and that's heaven. But, what will it take? Like, what's the price? What does it need to get down to? It's $250, and if you want a memory card, you're easily looking at another $50 to $100.
Ooh.
So you're already, let's worst case scenario, you're $350 right out of the gate. What's it going to take? You're going to take, a value pack or something like that? Like a $200 value pack where you get a sufficient memory card, which is not just, a shit amount of space, which is what, the lowest price one is. So, mid-range in the system, or is 200 too much still? What's...
200 actually might be right around where I would want it. I mean, I could even
But that's with memory card, right?
I could even see, 250 with memory card.
And maybe a game.
Yeah.
Like a launch game
like
or something.
that.
Like Uncharted.
Just because, I know... I don't know the specs yet. I'll have to refresh my memory on all
They're
that.
ridiculous.
But I know the game is capable of a lot, and it's a good piece of machine.
It's almost 1-to-1 PS3, man.
Yeah.
The Killzone screens that just came out for the Vita, that game looked like Killzone 3 on the PS3, and it was just whoa. So.
Yeah, so I mean, the only thing is that I like the kind of experience of playing those types of games a lot of the time on a big screen,
Yeah.
But it's not like, even though it's handheld, it's not like this is small or anything, It is just, it's smaller, but you're not working with a tiny little Game Boy screen.
Yeah, right? It's a nice size screen.
Right.
5 inches right at your, chest is, it's a pretty, your eyes are completely taken up, Left 4 Dead 3 possibly a thing, man.
I would love
Steam's just saying it makes sense. They didn't confirm it or approve or anything. They're just like, it makes a lot of money. It makes sense for us to make another one. Or Valve, not Steam. But I'm all in on that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I played so much Left 4 Dead 2. I got so deep into the versus mode. So I just hope that they keep the magic the exact same way. I hope they don't change up the series too much and lose, the Left 4 Deadness. I mean,
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought what they added with Left 4 Dead 2, some people didn't like. They said it wasn't enough, but I think they added the exact right amount. You tie in a couple of new monsters, that to make the versus mode fun, but not broken towards one side or another, and, some interesting tactics, go through.
Man, I totally agree. Dude, did you hear about this Tyranny of King George DLC for Assassin's Creed 3? So it's an alternate path, or an alternate reality DLC, where let's just per se, after the war, George Washington, he decides that he's just going to run America as a king and becomes a tyrannical leader, so you have to kill him and assassinate him.
What?
And that's badass fucking
awesome.
shit. Yeah, that's badass. Because now it's not giving you more of the story, this is an okay way to do DLC in my opinion, because you're not having to complete the story through DLC. This is just an alternate fucking thing. It's just another, it has nothing to do with the story. It's just a what if scenario.
Right.
So it's more of the game, but it's not you don't feel gypped by not getting the complete story. Azura's Wrath. But I love that game. Shout out, but seriously, what the fuck? It's Capcom, man.
I know.
Fucking Capcom.
Exactly. It was a really cool ending too. If you were to play that DLC.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally. Cliff Blazinski, the guy at Epic Games, makes Gears of War and stuff like that. He's leaving Epic. Used to hate on this guy a lot, but I didn't even hate on this guy. I hated on his games. But I met the guy, and he's absurdly nice. So yeah, I wish him nothing but the best, and and stuff like that. And I know he's gonna go on to make way better shit, because I bet he was probably constrained on what he could create, at a bigger company like that. And that guy's really smart. He's a real smart guy. So I am sure he's gonna go on to do really great things. So yeah. YouPorn coming to Xbox 360, so now you don't even have to get up from your TV anymore. You can just sit right there and continue watching porn right on your TV, because Xbox 360 is getting Internet Explorer, and specifically, YouPorn came out and said that we're going to take advantage of it, so that's why I bring it up.
No.
And then Xbox had to immediately be like, we're not affiliated with having them on the Xbox whatsoever, we're just putting Internet Explorer on there, I don't know why they said this. It was really good damage control. I actually really...
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's just logical.
The Shin Megami Tensei 4 trailer came out. That's for the 3DS only.
Oh.
So, we're sitting here talking about you buying Vitas, but this is Shin Megami Tensei 4, man. I don't know what's going on. The trailer looks crazy. I'll have to show it to you afterwards, because it looks like nothing of the series so far. So this will be the Nocturne sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still need to play through that game.
Don't you own it?
Yep, I do.
That's a fucking game that is really taxing to play.
I know, it's so hard. Especially if you're not... I mean, I have to use a guide for that game. I can't just go through it.
Yeah. No, there's just some games that are just too hard, I want to beat it, but I don't want to spend forever doing so, And that game you have to, because you just may walk into an area and it just may be way over level, and you don't want to die without having saved in a long time, because I remember losing hours of progress.
There's bosses that are unless you grind so much or their exact weaknesses, it's just gonna be
you're gonna lose in the first two rounds,
and it'll just take you open a door, it'll take you just cutscene boss.
That's a fucking hardcore game. That's one of my all-time favorite games. I haven't even beaten that game, but it earns a high spot on my list because of just the sheer challenge of that game. I'm just this is just a gauntlet. It's really hard. But all right, let's do this, man. We're gonna try this thing on Flickchart.com. Okay. I have my own list that I've been working on for the last 3 years. Seriously, at work and stuff like that, because I've known about this site for a while. Maybe 2 years, I don't know. But yeah, so mine's pretty complete, and you can find that at Everchosen, I believe is the screen name. But our screen name is Optional Bosses. You can check our list after we're done with the first night's episode, and we'll try and do this once a week, and we'll have different people on here every week, kind of just fitting in. So it'll be a collective conscience top
group brain.
Yeah, top 20, you know what I mean? So it's not just a personal one. But today it's Ryan and I, and our first two movies that are bouting are Phone Booth. That's right, with Colin Farrell, that's right. And Happy Gilmore, the Adam Sandler classic. So that's what I'm going with. Adam Sandler.
I'm definitely going with Adam Sandler. I mean, I didn't dislike Phone Booth as much as a lot of people.
Really, because I would probably go on record to say it's probably one of my least favorite movies.
Yeah, I know. I know that. I don't. It doesn't beat Happy Gilmore by any means, but it was okay. It was a journey. It didn't really make much sense. It was kind of a dumb journey, but it was
okay. No, I mean, okay, I guess I agree with that. You're in a phone booth the entire movie, but they somehow made it watchable.
Yeah, I mean that.
Is that I'm saying that with
that's something.
Yeah. Okay, so our next two movies are Toy Story, the original, and a movie called 2012 Supernova, which I haven't seen. I'm guessing you haven't either. So we're gonna just haven't seen it. We get a new movie, which is I, Robot versus Toy Story. Listen, I fucking love I, Robot.
Yeah.
But I have probably choose Toy Story.
What?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a better fucking movie for sure. On a movie level.
Is that nostalgia talking?
It may be nostalgia talking, but we're talking about a Will Smith fucking, you know what I mean, robot sci-fi movie. Yeah. Toy Story is an actual an award-winning movie. Yeah. It's got a good score. It's got a solid cast.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, that's my 2 cents on
Yeah.
it. What do you think?
As a movie, I guess Toy Story is such the mass appeal choice. I kind of want to steer away from it.
Let me go on record and say though, and I hope you agree. If these 2 movies were on right now, I would watch iRobot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? I think I like iRobot just more because I always go to the book. But this is the movie.
I love iRobot more than The Average Bear.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear. I love iRobot a lot. Like it's
I
one of those
can see
movies
Toy
that I'll
Story winning
defend.
This, though, just a pure movies alone. I can
Yeah,
see this
yeah.
winning.
Okay, Anchorman versus Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace.
You see,
What do I see? I don't know.
I don't even know how to begin this argument. These are like such different movies. Why would you ever compare these two?
I know that's the beast that is Flickchart, you know.
Yeah.
Anchorman.
Well, I mean, you just know me.
Or
I'm
Star Wars.
not a big fan of the Star Wars.
Ugh, yeah, I threw up a little bit in my mouth, but like 1 is not a good one for me to be defending in the honor of the Star Wars franchise. So I mean, if you want to go Anchorman, I could probably agree with that. It's a good comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's solid. It's funny. You know. It's not Star Wars Episode 1. Oh brother, where art thou? Or A Christmas Story.
What?
Have you seen both of those?
I mean, I've seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I've seen A Christmas Story at some point, but it's been so long, like, I can't even remember anything about it.
You can't remember anything. I would probably assume. I mean, like.
Okay.
You liked Our Brother Where Art Thou? Did you like that movie? I was a big fan because I'm an Odyssey fan.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, the country music wasn't.
Well,
always,
it was Saltgrass.
Yeah,
it's
well,
that country, and
well.
it's like with blues. It's a Louisiana thing.
Yeah,
that's why I like.
I mean, there were some I liked the singing in it, just not always the.
A little too much twang, country twang, maybe.
I like that one guy's whole like southern slick speaking style.
Yeah,
you know, that was always enjoyable to listen to, and I think John Goodman, he was entertaining.
He's always a treat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Christmas Story. Choosing that would be purely nostalgic for me, but like I would probably say that I like Oh Brother Where Art Thou more.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that.
Sweet. So Unbreakable, I have not seen.
Really? One of M. Night Shyamalan's only good movies.
Okay, it's going against Starship Troopers.
Ooh, I don't. Starship Troopers wins.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and actually, why don't you, so we're going to put it on the list, but I haven't seen it. Let's justify it being on the list. Why don't you tell me, since you've seen it, like you said it's one of his better movies, because I hate Mr. Shyamalan. I don't hate him. Excuse me. I need to stop doing stuff like that. I don't hate him. His movies are not to my liking, and I just don't like I don't like the way that he writes or puts together his story. He himself is a fine gentleman, though. But for this movie, though.
Okay, what it basically is the concept is there's this guy who's just really resilient, and Samuel L. Jackson's character, who's like a very weak guy, knows him and is like, oh, your resiliency is more than normal. I think it's kind of like a superpower. I mean, there's more to it than that.
Yeah. Cliff Notes.
Yeah. And this guy's like, oh no, I'm not a superhero. His kid wants to believe he's a superhero and everything. And the reason why, Samuel L. Jackson's character is because he's so weak. If he falls down, he breaks his bones.
Uh-huh.
And this guy can he survived a car crash and was basically perfectly fine, But he even had a weakness, like he drowned real easily. He had a thing where he got fluid in his lungs and he almost died from like a pneumonia.
Wow, okay.
So it was kind of like he even had a weakness, and it was all about like wanting to believe in that. And
would you suggest that like someone like me who doesn't like M. Night Shyamalan movies to try out this one?
I personally, it's not one that I would watch often, but I like it. It's probably my favorite movie by him.
Okay. Which is not saying a lot, but that's,
Yeah, I mean,
saying,
a lot of
it's
people
saying something.
like The Sixth Sense and everything. I think it's better than that.
I hated The Sixth Sense. I'm not a fan. Yeah. He was dead the entire time, you could tell. I was a kid when that movie came out, and I was just like, no one's talking to Bruce Willis, because he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, even my idiot brain could have figured that out.
Yeah.
And it did. Idiot kid brain. Okay, man. Return of the Jedi. Easily the weakest of the original three. Versus Troy, which I am not a fan of. Do not like Troy. So I will have to go Return of the Jedi. But
I think I can agree with that as well. Troy was.
what do you think of Troy though?
It was entertaining. I mean,
Just people dying on
yeah,
screen.
it's just epicness. I mean, it takes more than that to be a movie. I mean, and this is something I personally don't like, but I understand it happens, but it was just not very true to myth.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it absolutely wasn't true to myth. Yeah, that was ridiculous. It was just a movie to have Brad Pitt like in really really thin armor. Yep, that's Hollywood. Pulp Fiction versus Good Luck Chuck. You want me to just click it? Do you even want to answer?
Yeah, I know. Pulp Fiction.
So, Good Luck Chuck it is. Oh, okay. Troy versus Angels in the outfield. 1950. I didn't see the 1951 one.
Me neither.
Oh, you weren't? Okay, you didn't see that one. Great. Juno versus Troy. Didn't like Juno. I'd probably choose Troy over this in all honesty.
Interesting. I never saw Juno. I knew a chick who reminded me a lot of Juno. We used to call her Juno a lot, and she didn't like it
Really?
at all.
I bet you didn't. Yeah, that chick got pregnant in high school, and it probably made her depressed.
Okay, I think it was after high school, though.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not going to defend that movie at all, so we're just going to choose Troy, and I'm not happy about it. Okay, just so everybody knows. Juno is probably, as a matter of fact, a better movie, acting-wise and whatnot, but, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a dude, and, like, I like kind of girly movies sometimes, but, like, and that wasn't even particularly a girly movie. I don't know what it was. There was something about it that just didn't click for me. Braveheart versus Dead Poet Society. I haven't seen the latter.
Me neither.
Okay, so we haven't seen that. Braveheart versus Aladdin. Well, this is maybe too much for me. I don't know if I can make this decision.
I would have to go with Aladdin. This is just like sheer nostalgia. I literally used to listen to Aladdin, the soundtrack, every night before going to sleep.
You know what? On my list, I'm pretty sure Braveheart is above Aladdin, but I could justify Aladdin being over Braveheart for I don't know. Because I'm the same way. I used to sing. I saw that movie. That was the very first movie that I ever saw multiple times in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, like... Wait, that movie came out in 92? That's not true. Jurassic Park came out in 91, I think, and I saw that way more times. But, like, yeah, it was one of the first few movies that I was just like, oh, I have to see that again. Yeah, bought the toys and got the Happy Meals with the toys in them, too. Everything Aladdin, man. My parents even called me a boob, like, growing when I was when I was a boy, or my sister and my mother, rather. Mm-hmm. That's what they call me. They call me a boo for short or something like that.
That's funny.
All the way until I was too old, and I was just like, can you just stop that? That's embarrassing, and my girlfriend's here. But yeah, I guess I could go with Aladdin, man. I love Braveheart, man.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I hear that's not very historically correct yet either.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about the fucking wicked movie though. Yeah. Clockwork Orange versus Godfather 2.
Ooh, this is.
I've never seen Godfather 2, so you'll have to do this one. I heard Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1. That's what people tell me.
The whole Godfather series is just amazing to watch. I love every single one of them.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Well, interesting. I really love the first one.
But A Clockwork Orange is like, that's in my top 10. Like, I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. Godfather 2, though, definitely worth checking out if I enjoyed the first one. It's definitely on my list of shame. Fried green tomatoes or Gone in 60 Seconds.
I haven't seen Fried Green Tomatoes.
I haven't either, so great. I hear it's fucking great, though. Kathy Bates, I just won an award for it and everything. Scream versus Gone in 60 Seconds. I gotta go Scream. I fucking love Scream. That's a fucking great, it's a great slasher movie.
It was one of the originals. I think I like Gone in 60 Seconds more, but I think Scream...
That movie is pretty awful.
I know.
It is fun.
That's the
It's a
thing.
fun
I like
movie,
that
though.
movie, but I can't defend me liking that movie at all. It's just like
Well, good at
I just like
good
it.
at you. This is we're giving very clean criticisms of these movies, I think. All right, so Scream. Oh wow, this is pretty amazing. So Zoolander versus Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I think just about any movie beats Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal.
I didn't even remember that movie existed until this moment, so that's how much I hate life right now. So we'll go with Zoolander. Funny movie, I like Zoolander.
Yeah,
that's not a shameful beat out. I mean, it is because that movie was so awful, but Zoolander is good. Oh, okay, here, The Lion King versus King Kong, the Peter Jackson 2005 one, which I'm a massive fan of. I love that King Kong movie.
Yeah.
Love Lion King, though.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Do you think Simba could have gone against Kong?
I mean, no, dude, it's King Kong. Yeah, Simba
What
could
about
barely...
Simba and the rest of his pride?
I don't know, I think if Scar was with the Pride also, maybe. So Simba, his pride, and Scar, but they would have to get over the differences.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, if King Kong came in there, you'd think they'd be like, no, we need to take this mother
Yeah,
out. And then it's like a Vegeta situation, and then I'm coming after you, Kakarot. Yeah. I don't, you know, man, I'd probably have to go Lion King.
Yeah.
Just out of pure...
I really like King Kong, though.
I really like it, too.
The Lion King is a great
Lion King's
movie.
fucking... It's kind of the perfect movie,
Yeah.
almost. Like, it's... I don't know. It's super well written and everything. It's a great movie. There's no denying it. And there's singing in it. And life is a song, Ryan. You just gotta sing sometimes, man.
I'll remember that.
The Usual Suspects versus American Pie.
I have to say The Usual Suspects, hands down. I really
Yeah,
like that
I think
movie.
American Pie is extremely overrated and not very funny, so...
Yeah?
It's just me.
I don't agree with that. I just think The Usual Suspects.
I don't agree with that. Yeah, there's fun to be had in American Pie. There's better comedies, though, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely.
I guess that could be said about a lot of things, so... Alright, Cruel Intentions versus Crash. I'm pretty surprised that you've seen a lot of these movies, in all honesty. I
Really?
know, I always forget which of my friends are, like, film guys and which guys aren't, so it's like you... I thought we'd be skipping a lot between the two of us, because, like, this is every movie ever. And there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen. There's probably more movies that I haven't.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought there would be a lot that I'd be skipping too, because I'm not, like, huge into seeing movies, but if there's something good or at least noteworthy, I'd like to go.
Yeah. Okay, well, wow. You know, I will probably have to go Cruel Intentions, in all honesty. It's a really good 90s fucking drama flick.
But I just love Crash so much.
Do you really? Yeah, see, I don't think I have the same fire in my belly. I would have to say that Crash is the better movie. It did win awards.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
I'll go Crash.
how do you not win awards when you have Ludacris in the cast? I mean,
He's a great actor, though. I'm not going to beat around the bush on that. I actually really like him as an actor, and he should probably be doing more acting with more roles, but I don't know if he even enjoys it. I don't know what his game is, so... I don't know. I'll agree with Crash. It's a better movie all around, so...
I enjoyed Cruel Intentions, though. It's such a sick, fucked up, like,
yeah.
you know, just one giant mind game.
It was, and boobs.
Yeah.
American Beauty versus Half Nelson. I've never seen Half Nelson.
Me neither.
Okay. So American Beauty still on the board. The Exorcist versus American Beauty. I mean, I have to go Exorcist.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Exorcist all the way through. However, American Beauty is in my top 10 as well.
It's in your top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of my, like, absolute favorite all-time movies.
Okay, sell it to me, man.
I don't know, it's just, like, breaking free of that, like, corporate mentality. I love the story it tells. It's just, like, he starts, smoking weed and not giving a fuck.
Yeah,
and just, like, his life completely changes, but he's, like, he's at peace. He's, like, finally at peace. And I love the character of, that weird boyfriend of whatever that guy. I just love how he's just, like, the weirdest kid ever, but he just, like...
Yeah.
People who just found a way to stop giving any fucks whatsoever.
It's good. It's a good movie. Yeah, that's good. I'll go with that, man. American Beauty for sure. Exorcist. See, a lot of this stuff is really just nostalgia for me. You know, 'cause these movies are old. 1973.
I haven't seen The Exorcist all the way through, just because I've always been like flipping through and trying to catch bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I hear like it's horrified some people, and I like really scary movies, so
It's not scary.
no.
It's not scary. I mean, it's just like the demon movies scare you, possession movies scare you.
I mean, they can if they're scary enough.
They're not. It's not. This one's not scary. I mean, it may scare you. It didn't scare me, but I have a pretty steel constitution when it comes to scary movies, just because I've been watching them forever. I think, and we kind of grow up in that like really fucked up society where we're kind of like numb to everything. I don't know if you feel it, but it's there. It's definitely there. Okay, so this episode's going a little long, but that's okay. We'll go like 5 more minutes since we've just been gone all week, and this is more than mildly entertaining. So, Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I mean, I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and choose that, but I love Robin Hood Men in Tights too. We're men. We're men in tights. Tights. But yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind may be one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah.
Great.
Maybe.
It's a great movie.
Hitch.
Haven't seen it.
Great, it's not good. Or American History X.
American History X is a great movie.
Well, I'm just going to go with that. You're just going to have to take my word for it that American History X is better than Hitch.
I mean, it's just a great movie.
Hopefully it's not too much of a stretch. Tropic Thunder versus The Beach. Have you seen both of these? Have you seen The Beach?
I'm trying to think. Was Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah. Remember they find the extra island with all the people. I'm a big fan of that movie.
I don't remember too much.
You remember enough.
I remember him getting to the island, and then I remember them wanting to escape for some reason, but they.
Yeah, because everyone was crazy. Yeah, everyone was crazy. They had a deal with the people who grew pot there, that they wouldn't tell anybody about the island. But then they realized that everyone started multiplying on the island, so they came over to tell them they needed to leave. And they were like, "We're not leaving because we're hippies." And then shit went to shit. That's for sure. Yeah. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. Tropic Thunder, though, fucking a fantastic movie. It's hilarious. It's got
I just remember that more clearly. To be honest. But then again, I remember there were some funny parts, but then, like, for the majority of the movie, it wasn't as funny as, like, people had hyped it up to me. But I had it, like, heavily hyped before going.
I can see that, yeah. I didn't have anything on it. Like, I completely bypassed it. I was like, the movie's gonna be dumb as shit. And then someone brought it over and like, oh, it's funny. And I'm like, okay. And it was hilarious, because, like, I guess I didn't get that level of hype. I mean, I'm gonna have to say The Beach is probably a better movie. Do you remember it somehow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean,
it must have some kind of tie to your brain. Return of the Jedi versus Troy. Didn't we do this already? Is it already doubling us?
No, I think those were 2 rejects. That now they're.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to go Return of the Jedi. First.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen 17 again, but Batman Begins is the other movie. I'm gonna assume you haven't seen 17 again.
No, I have not seen 17 again.
Zac Efron, man, very dreamy. Batman Begins versus Mean Girls. I love Mean Girls, but I'm gonna go Batman Begins.
Such crazy, like, comparison. Who would ever compare?
I know, right? Okay, we got 2 movies here, guys. What do you want to watch? Dark and brooding or sexy and funny? But Dark and brooding.
Yeah.
Dark and brooding for sure. Yeah. Even though, Mean Girls is probably my favorite chick flick of all time. If you could even call it a chick flick. It's pretty. It's a pretty raunchy comedy.
Yeah.
But girls can be raunchy. Jaws versus Unbreakable. I'm gonna have to go Jaws. Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all times.
And I haven't seen Jaws.
You've never seen Jaws.
Haven't.
You've never seen Jaws.
Haven't seen Jaws.
You haven't seen Jaws.
I'm telling you, man. Like, there's a lot of movies.
No. This is not a lot of movies. This is Jaws.
I mean,
Shark Week just ended like maybe a month ago now, but the Jaws had to have been on 100 times. You didn't catch it?
Nope.
You need to watch Jaws.
You see, here's the thing. I'm just not motivated to watch Jaws just because I always see that, like, one cliche scene. I know that happens, like, in the beginning of the movie where they, like, swim up from under it. And I'm just like...
No shark would ever do that, like, drag a girl across the top of the water, you know, where she's like, woo! Like, they would just pull you down like you're a bop, you know, like... yeah, and it's awful. That would never happen.
I just...
Not a good way to measure the entire movie.
It just seems very hard for me to be afraid and think that like a concentrated effort would have difficulty killing one shark.
They do a good job portraying how it would be hard because, like, you know, it's their world. You're out in their world, you know, it's boats and stuff like that, and it's this particularly smart shark, but it's not like Deep Blue Sea smart shark, you know what I mean?
Well,
it's a realistic movie.
It was like, now there's 5 sharks.
Yeah, and they're really smart. They can open doors. I don't know. Jaws may be like your what's the movie that I haven't seen that it's crazy that I haven't seen?
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, maybe you know what I mean? Like, everyone tells you that Jaws is good, and it's so old, and it's so long ago that there's no way it's going to live up to what everyone's told you Jaws was, especially after my 10-minute, what, you haven't seen Jaws? The spiel that just happened. But yeah, it may be your Shawshank, you know. I'll see it one day.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be adverse to watching Jaws.
That's how I feel about Shawshank. But it's just like, no one ever just like comes over with it and just puts it in my Xbox. It's just like, I guess this is what's happening. You know, and it's not on InstaQ anymore, and I don't own it, so it's just like, but yeah, I mean, I would have to choose Jaws over Unbreakable, but you haven't seen it, so I can't. I'm going to choose Unbreakable and hope that Jaws just beats it out later. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, we can go ahead and end there. This has been our long episode. It's going to be Friday when this comes up, or something. I don't know. It's all disorganized here. It's all craziness over here. Life hit us real hard this week at Optional Bosses, so sometimes you gotta, you know, do real world things that make money to, like, you know, feed you, put shoes on your feet. You know.
Sometimes.
Just sometimes, not all the times. Anyways, until next week, we'll be back with Hyperbolic Dream Chamber sequences. We'll be back with more of this flick chart stuff. I'll come up with a fancy name for it. And we'll do more of our regular stuff, news and everything like that. And we're going to be doing a lot of really great things with Optional Bosses carrying on in the future. So share us with a friend and continue to listen to us and give us some comments, rate our stuff, check out our blog, go to YouTube, check out our Facebook, do all these other things that have Optional Bosses in it, because that's it! Optional Bosses!
Peace.